You know, like they, like some guys had like false expectations about what they were gonna get, what they were gonna bring in. You know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This is really the first year that like people have really had to settle down and just realize that it's, you know, go to a tournament, try your hardest, win the tournament. Yeah, really, you know.
Fun.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see.
About new guys, I mean, how does an upcoming player get to be on a pro team? I've been filming some of these tournaments, and some of these kids look like they're just out of high school, and they're like on a pro team. You know?
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of the first young group of players to turn pro. Like Oliver was the youngest pro at 17, you know, and he was like, the pro circuit at that point had guys that were in their late 20s to like late 30s, you know, and having a kid like Oliver on your team was kind of unheard of.
Sure.
And then, you know, like when Dynasty went pro, then like the average age of the team was like, I want to say 18 or 19, and that was totally different too, you know, like all the teams we were competing against, like Shock and Avalanche, it was all older guys, like 30-year-olds, you know.
Sure.
But it really has turned into like a younger player's game. It's a lot faster now. Fields are smaller.
Is speed really, really important now?
I mean,
get the youngest player, the fastest guy, just put a gun in his hand? Or?
Not really. I mean, certain formats, people have tried to go with that approach, you know, like Bob Long. He's brought on a lot of young guys that were inexperienced, but he made them into effective paintball players. But like 7-man format, you know, like you're going to benefit from a guy that has a lot of experience, you know.
Sure.
And so like some of the older guys can still play that and be effective. I mean, it's important to be like in good physical condition and be somewhat quick on your feet, but it's not the most important thing, you know. Like you can make up for a lack of speed with gun skills or field awareness, you know.
Sure.
So, I mean, for young kids coming in, it's really like, I feel like it's easier now for them to get their shot because there's a lot of tournaments for them to play, and you know, there's all the teams now are looking for players, whether they're kids or not, that want to play, want to be dedicated to the team, and are going to show some sort of improvement, you know. So, I mean, I feel like it's easy to get your shot, but it's still not an easy thing to do, you know, to achieve.
If you wanted to be a pro player, do you have to be I mean, is there scouts for them, or I mean, how are they going to be recognized if they're just playing local tournaments?
Yeah, I mean,
you guys are
really
in a
like
hot area for paintball, you know, San Diego.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get out there and you got to compete, you know, like you got to play those regional tournaments.
Do you ever hold like tryouts, or?
We don't really do open tryouts, just because we've never had like such a need where we needed to replace a large group of our team, you know, like we've gone through the years and only really had to replace like 1 or 2 guys at a time, you know.
All right, Jeff, tell us about, you know, being a pro and what it takes and the sacrifice. And
well, I mean, getting to the pro level was an interesting path for us because I was lucky enough to have a lot of friends and teammates that I could do it with, you know. We had kind of a unique situation where rather than us having to go join a bunch of teams, we got to come up together, and so our team kept building and building and building. We would travel together and gain sponsorship and just get more opportunities. So it was really cool to be able to do that with all my best friends and travel and stuff. And the sport has changed a lot too, you know. Like there's been there was a period between 2004 and 2007, or maybe it was 2003 and 2007, that paintball was going really strong, and there was a lot of really good prize packages for tournaments and a lot of sponsorship dollars coming in, and you know, it was a lot easier to make a living playing professional paintball. Now, you know, like a lot of the companies have either gone away or are just struggling a little bit now, so there's not as much sponsorship dollars out there, which has really, I think, changed a lot of people's mentality as far as you know, like how much time they can put into paintball and what team they're going to play for and all that stuff, because now it's like people, if they want to continue to play the sport, then they really are just doing it for fun. You know, they're just doing it because they love it, and you know, they'll find other ways to make ends meet. Just play the game because you love it.